YouTube. Here we go. It's May 30th, 2026. And it's approximately 2:28 p.m. on that eastern side. We flip the poles, so it might be western, but then again, y'all know I don't know. But I know one damn thing. On that birth certificate or the certificate of live birth, they put our names in all caps. Yes, they did, all caps. So that means that they were standing on business when they named us. So I'm D'Amica. It's time for hashtag Lost Souls Tarot Cards, our portals to truth. We're about to open up some portals and reveal some truths. And with this transmission today, as you can see by the thumbnail, as you can see by the title, what are energy vampires? What are vampire energy? Okay, what is a vampiric energy? Okay, what are they? Who are they? Are they harvesting your energy? So let's go ahead and get ready to ring this bell. Y'all already know I got the bell from Sunville Sounds over there. And we're going to go ahead and ring that handbell. Okay, ring that handbell. Shout out to Sunville Sounds. That link is in the description box. You know, after I ring this bell, I'm going to light that incense and I'm going to light that candle. Once I do that, before we get into the tarot read, we're going to learn. So grab your notebook and your pen because I'm going to read you from the Google AI overview. And I also got an article that I also read as well. That link is also in the description box. But we're going to get a quick Google AI overview of what is an energy vampire and are they harvesting your energy and what signs to look out for within the energy vampire community. All right. So what are energy vampires? We about to get into all that. Let's ring this bell. Let's light this incense. Let's light this candle. As always, it ain't nothing but love out here in these streets. You got to have a heart in order to have love. You got to have a soul in order to have a heart here. And it's always peace. That positive energy is always going to create that elevation. Okay, so we're going to do a tarot read. But before that, let's ring that bell. Ashe. Thank you, divine. Thank you, spirit. Let's go ahead and welcome in the energies of all, the general collective consciousness of all you spirits out there. What is an energy vampire? And are they harvesting our energy? And if so, how can we protect ourselves? What must we do? We thank you, divine. We thank you, spirit. We thank you, divine. We thank you, spirit. We thank you, divine. We thank you, spirit. All right, y'all, bring that ass here. Bring that ass here. Come on in. Welcome to the energy. Welcome to the energy. That incense there is called Dream Queen, and it's coming from Blunt Effects. Bam. Bam. Coming from Blunt Effects. Bring that ass here. Bring that ass here. Bring that ass here. What is an energy vampire? Are they harvesting your energy? Bring that ass here. We're going to do a tarot read, but before the tarot read, we're going to learn. Get your notebook and your pen. I'm going to read a little bit about what the definition of an energy vampire is. All right. All right, let's get into that. So what is an energy vampire? Here's what Google says. An energy vampire is a metaphor for a person who leaves you feeling emotionally drained, exhausted, or stressed after an interaction. They are often self-centered and they rely on others for emotional support, and they lack the ability to offer emotional reciprocity. So here are some examples. The chronic victim. They constantly complain that the world is against them. They share sob stories but ignore any practical solutions that is offered, preferring to stay broken with an audience. Then there's the conversational narcissist. They dominate conversations and redirect every topic back to themselves. If you share an achievement or a story, they will one-up you to put the spotlight back on their own life. Then there's the guilt tripper. They use shame, blame, or subtle threats, like, I don't know how I'll make it without you, to manipulate you into giving them your time, your energy, or your favors. You have the drama magnet. They attract constant chaos and emergencies. They treat minor inconveniences like catastrophic crisis and requires you and your immediate emotional investment to resolve them. The subtle insulter uses backhanded compliments or veiled comparisons to undermine your self-esteem and maintain a sense of social dominance. We have the boundary pusher. They ignore your stated limits, such as needing space to work And they continue talking or venting, forcing you into a corner because it's easier to just give in. To protect your well being, experts recommend setting firm boundaries, limiting the time you spend with them, and not reacting to their emotional bait. You can now explore these strategies when you tap on the link in the description box, and that link is coming from Healthline Guide to Energy Vampires, okay? All right, so now let's get into some tarot. We're here for some tarot. We know what the topic is, right? We found out basically what is an energy vampire, and we also got some different definitions as to different traits and different behaviors that they'll have. So now let's get into that tarot read. So we're going to pull on the hashtag Lost Souls tarot cards for this tarot read. And of course, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the frequency, welcome to the channel. I pull out 13 portals. Within those 13 portals, you're going to hear 3 stories, okay? Past, present, and future for each story. The 13th portal is going to be your final message, all right? Then, of course, we're going to pull on the Oracle deck, and we're going to have some fun with this. So bring that ass here. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. Ashe. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Get your notebook and your pen out. All right, here we go. So we got the 7 of Swords coming out here first in this reverse. So that's Leo energy. All right, so what are we having? Deception is discovered. Somebody else is confessing here, all right? Someone else is confessing about getting caught because there's a change of tactics. Someone else is using a more honest approach here, and they're admitting to that wrongdoing here. The next storyline is that 3 of Pentacles is going to come out reversed here. So what is that talking about here? Well, the 3 of Pentacles, that's your Capricorn. What up, Capricorn energy? All right, so there's a lack of teamwork. Somebody's working against each other. They're undermining the project. All right, along the way, it's too much competition. Somebody else is saying it's too much claim of superiority, right? They're inspired by camaraderie with constant bickering and not listening to each other. Everyone is working for themselves within this storyline in the beginning, right? They want to be the first to reach out and give everyone a chance to be heard. For some of them, all right, it's competitors here. Their project partners are viewed as competitors. Ooh. All right, so that's third party involvement. Third storyline. Let's see what's going on here. In the beginning, right? In the beginning, past, present, future. Ooh, what's going on here? Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. What's going on? What's going on? Talk to us. Yeah. We're looking for the energy vamp. Oh, thank you. The Magician is coming out, starting off heavy in the beginning. In this third storyline, somebody is using that as above, so below concept, right? That pure willpower, that magician, their outer world is reflecting within here. So it's time to tap into their full potential. And it seems like they figured that out. They seem like they figured out there's a connecting force between heaven and earth, and that opportunities are or were created, right? They're able to create an inner world, and outer world will flow with that. The microcosm is reflecting the macrocosm here, okay? So now, in that first storyline, remember that? The 7 of Swords came reversed, right? That Leo energy, right? That hot roar. So somebody got caught because somebody was confessing, and it was a change of tactics. Remember that? Somebody else should have been more honest, right? So here comes the star coming reversed, right? And that's portal number 17, but also portal number 4 here. So there's a feeling of everything has turned against them, right? They cannot oversee these challenges. They have lost faith in themselves and others. It's like a lack of motivation and enthusiasm here, right? So they feel hopeless and faithless. It's time for them to nurture their sense with a sense of hope here, with a sense of faith and assurance. Fuck hope. You need faith. You got to stand on it there, right? So self-criticism, somebody is self-criticizing themselves. It's going to lead to self-sabotage here, beloved. Hold on. Starting to get hot. Y'all know I'm a July Leo, a fucking roar. I'm a fire sign, but I'm starting to get hot here. So in this second storyline, in the beginning, it was that 3 of Pentacles coming out here reversed. So it was too much competition for somebody, right? And they was undermining that project along the way. And then they start looking at their project partners as competitors here. That's very, very risky here, because the only energy that you're competing against is yourself. Ashe. So now the 3 of Wands is coming out here reversed. Wow. Aries energy coming out. Fire signs, what up? So there's a lack of progress, and their obstacles is delays here. Aries, that's the head, right? Raz, so setbacks. It's in their plans. And it's a difficulty with long-term planning with this as well. So meanwhile, they're looking at their project partners as competitors here, and it's causing them to have a lack of progress here. The third party situation is walking away like, that's too risky here, okay? It's setbacks in the plan. Somebody else is very frustrated. So in this third storyline here, in the beginning, that magician energy came out, right? As above, so below energy here. So then the sun came reversed. So we're talking about present time. So magician, what the fuck was you alchemizing? Was it your energy or was you siphoning energy? Bring that ass here because the sun came reversed. Aurora again, July. July. Something might be relevant about July here. I was going to say I'm a July Leo, but something about July could be very, very relevant here. The sun is coming reversed. It's saying that it's significant difficulties finding positive aspects to certain situations here. The clouds are blocking the light that's needed to progress here. So setbacks are damaging their optimism and enthusiasm here. Somebody else is overly optimistic with their perception of certain situations, and then it's causing them to be bored, right? So they started taking things for granted, and it's time for them to be realistic because they have been very unrealistic. All right, so back over at this first storyline now. In present time, because somebody got caught here, right? The deception is discovered. Keep in mind, they wouldn't have told the truth. They had to get caught. They wouldn't have admitted to the wrongdoing here. So now they cannot oversee these challenges. They're being pushed into their own dark night of the soul here. And they're scared. But why? Right? Because now you self-sabotaged yourself here. You should have just stood on whatever you did here. Right? There is no right or wrong. It's just standing on what you believe in. Right? And then if you know it feels wrong, then it's wrong. You make it right or wrong. How it make others feel. Right? It's right or wrong. So we got the high priestess is coming reverse. They got some fucked up ass information from somebody here because they difficult to listen to their own intuition. It's time for them to meditate and try a new approach here. But they're ignoring the call to follow their own gut there. God damn. It's time for them to be more authentic to themselves and their values here, but they're lacking that information. That high priestess is coming reverse here, and in the game of tarot, that's probably where you're going to get your most intuitive information here, okay? There's a lot of confusion surrounded around these energies here. Somebody's afraid to ask questions about themselves. Ooh. But you steady asking questions about everybody else here. Ooh, wee. That's present time too. All right, second storyline, present time. Somebody else, third party. They done fucked up all types of third party involvement, investments, projects. There's all kinds of setbacks here, okay? Project partners is just set back because they compete with everybody else, and they compete with everybody else, but in reality you only compete with yourself here. I read all the comments at the end, beloveds. How y'all doing? So let's see what's going on here. This is we at portal number 7. We need 6 more, divine and spirit. Let's see. It's obstacles, delays right now, this present time. It's a lack of progress. Bring that ass here. Who are you? The 9 of Wands is coming out here heavy here. So the 9 of Wands is your Sagittarius energy here, right? So somebody is exhausted. They giving up. They're worn down by their constant challenges here. Keep in mind the Sagittarius in the body, that's the thighs, the hips. You dig what I'm saying? So this could be body issues too, right? But they have the inability to maintain their boundaries. They're overwhelmed here. Yeah, damn. And I got 44 on this card. Number 44 could be relevant. Number 38, okay? All right, the next, in this third storyline, in present time, we come to find out that they started off in this magician energy here, right? As above, so below. They started off connecting, realizing they was this connecting force between heaven and earth, right? They realized they had this power in this magician energy, right? But then the sun came reversed. The sun didn't come out tomorrow, today, in the future, because the clouds is blocking the light that's needed to progress here. It's setbacks here, okay? Somebody's become overly optimistic with their perception of certain situations and realities here, okay? They've taken things in time for granted here. So current time, the Queen of Cups came reversed. Look at that shit there. God damn. Water element out here. It's caused emotional instability, self-doubt, emotional burnout. Somebody bitter with a stifled, numb heart. And they've become smothering in a relationship, very needy and overly dependent here, very vindictive as well. Ouch. So in this first storyline here, and you got to learn how to observe the energies for what they are. You don't have to accept them though, right? You surrender them. You send those energies back to wherever the fuck they came from. Yes, you do. Because these aren't energies that should be in your frequency field. So you must cleanse yourself. Spiritual bath. All white. You don't need nothing in it, beloved. All right, so back in this first storyline, we finna figure out how this is about to end. So present time, they're having a difficult time listening to their intuition because they didn't want to confess. They got caught. Remember that? And they should have used a more honest approach, but they didn't. Somebody else had to admit to the wrongdoing here because somebody else confessed about that deception. Only you know who that is, beloved. So now it's like it was a lot of confusion around them, and they was afraid to ask these questions that was very imperative for them. And it was imperative for them, but they steady asking questions about everybody the fuck else. Oh man, so now the Ace of Wands is coming out. Whatever's going on, divine spirit is giving them new opportunities, new growth. That's that fire energy, right? That passion, that drive. You're being offered a new chance here for creative inspiration, for a spark of a new idea or project, and for enthusiasm, right? For your new ventures here. So take this energy here, whatever's going on, leave that other shit behind, whoever you are, because you already got caught, or you're getting caught here, or you already got caught. That's the thing about it. Past, present, future, you already got caught. Unless you got some other shit going. So now you got to leave that in the past, whoever you are. You already got caught. The deception was discovered here. You have to stand on whatever's coming your way, right? That's the whole thing with karma, right? Good or bad, whatever comes your way, you stand on it, beloved, because that's just the energy that you put into this world here, into this realm. That's it. It's just coming back to you. That's why I say there is no good or bad until that shit come back to you and you feel how I felt when you put that damn energy out there. Whoever you are, beloved. So now we got you're in the Ace of Wands. Look at divine and spirit. Now look at them. I love it. They giving you another chance here. That's the confirmation. At 2:45 p.m., that's the confirmation. You're getting a new chance. You're getting your new opportunities here, okay? By the way, they fucking with my subscribers. I just had 1,004 subscribers. Now I'm at 999. I did want to manifest that number, but goddamn, as soon as a bitch cried about the 1,000, they took it away. I ain't fucking with these people out here. But you got to learn how to have fun with whatever you're doing. Don't take it too serious out here because you got energy vampires out here in the energy. All right, so in this second storyline, let's see how this is going to end. In the beginning of the second storyline, we got one more storyline to go. Somebody was undermining the project along the whole way, right? They was spending too much claim on superiority. They was competitive, but they was only competing with themselves. Everybody else looking at them like, damn, you realize you only competing with yourself here. So they fucked up investments. They fucked up project partnerships here because they viewed them as competitors. Damn. So it caused obstacles, delays. Of course, they frustrated. It's setbacks in their plans, right? Lack of progress, and they worn down by the constant challenges here, right? So let's see what's going on. Let's see how they're going to end up. They overwhelmed. In the end, let's see what's going on. Let's see if they're going to get a bone thrown out there by divine spirit here. I'm looking at the Seven of Pentacles coming reversed here. So the Seven of Pentacles here is your Taurus energy. You end it in your Taurus energy. Focus on your throat, your neck, and your thyroid as far as your body, your physical body, right, beloved? But there's some unfinished work. Somebody else procrastinated. God damn, it sounds like you ain't learned. It caused you to have no results in your love life and your work efforts, whoever you are. Take what resonates, leave the rest, right? If it's not yours, you just here for entertainment purposes, right? And don't make anything fit. That shit is very dangerous, right? So it's like a waste, a lack of growth. It caused setbacks. Somebody's impatient because of the lack of rewards. Their energy is scattered because it's not their fucking energy. Hello. They've siphoned too much energy that was not theirs. Wow. And now come to think about it, that's why they're looking at the project partners as competitors, because they siphon their energy, meaning their ideas. Oh, shit. Yeah, but they are aware when to stop investing their time, their money, and their energy. Is causing them to have a stagnant career. They're not getting compensated. Not in energy, not in love, not in money, nothing. Damn. All right, third storyline. Let's see how this is going to end. So in the beginning, hold on. Damn, I'm getting hot. God damn. In the beginning, somebody was in a magician energy. Pure willpower. Remember that pure willpower was coming through here. All right. And they had to tap into their full potential. And they realized that. They realized they had this power where they was this connecting force between heaven and earth, right? They realized that they can create their inner world is creating this outer world with flow here. Let's see. And then setbacks came, right? Setbacks started damaging their optimism, their enthusiasm. And I was like, well, why? Because they were being unrealistic. They were in the Queen of Cups reverse energy in present time. Whether you're a man, female, woman, male, whatever you are, them or they, you've become bitter. You caused that self-doubt. You became vindictive and smothering too. Overly dependent, very needy, with a stifled, numb heart. What the fuck? Emotional burnout. Like you needy, but you don't want the motherfucker to love on you type energy. Oh, because you was using that motherfucker. Whoever you are, right? Whoever's sitting in this Queen of Cups reverse energy, you was using the person that's trying to love on you, or the person that's trying to love on someone else. They was only using that energy for whatever reason, whether it was for finances, right? Good looks, or whether it was just straight up for their energy through the sex rituals, the food rituals here. They was just siphoning their energy. Now they can't do that shit no more. And now they have self-doubt. Ooh, let's see how this is going to end. Now they bitter, emotionally burnt out. Ooh, the element of water. The water come in reverse. You ain't getting shit. Dried up ass pussy. Let's see what's going on here. Come here. Oh, Lord. Oh, thank you. Queen of Cups came out. Queen of Cups came out. Look at this. Queen of Cups came out, and that's letting you know who they were siphoning from. You understand that? They were siphoning from someone that's compassionate, caring, nurturing. All right, on all emotional levels here. So basically, they were siphoning that energy and making themselves look like they were compassionate and caring, honest and fair and sensitive. And now that that energy is siphoned back, it's like they're left with their own energy there. And then, damn. They're going to try to find help from others, and it's going to be a female energy, a woman energy that they're going to try to find help from. Whether this Queen of Cups reverse energy is a man or a woman, they're going to try to find help from someone that is a woman here, and probably try to siphon their energy. But then they're going to come to realize that even their intuition is too powerful for that shit. They're going to act as a mirror and reflect that new light, and it's going to crumble their ass, shatter their ass here. You're only it, right? We at war. Remember that shit? So it's time to break out of this physicality and tap into your energy, your mind here, the consciousness here. Trust your inner voice within you. Take time to focus on your emotional health before helping others. All right, now let's look for that 13 portal. We're at 22:54 on the timer here. Let's see. Let's see. Looking for that 13 portal. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. Final message. Let's see. Who gonna come out here? Who coming out here? What's the final message? Then we're gonna tap. I'm looking at death and rebirth here. I'm looking at the words death and rebirth. That's not the 13th message. Let me show you what I'm looking at, beloveds. I'm looking at the words death and rebirth. And then I'm also looking at, am I understanding trust? Okay, am I understanding trust? Okay, so the 13th, the final portal, is the moon is coming reversed. Okay, let me put all the portals back. That's the one that flipped over. That's portal number 18. God damn it, that's a 9. Death and rebirth, bitch. 13 portal, death and rebirth. I love that. Somebody's being overwhelmed by their fears and their anxieties due to that deception, right? And it's causing them to have that unclear thinking. They're confused and they're left in fear, and they have misinterpreted a lot here. So if this is not your energy, this message is not for you. But be cautious of this energy. Be cautious of those that are being overwhelmed by their own fears and anxieties. Be cautious of this energy of you're seeing them sitting in that deceptive energy, and they have this unclear thinking, that scattered energy. Be cautious of that, right? They're sitting in fear because it's time for death and rebirth. Oh my God. God damn it, Bobby. All right, so that's the 13 portals. Now we're gonna pull into some. How we gonna go with this? We could pull it to some astrology real quick and see if we get any zodiac sign, clear zodiac signs that come out here. Cause Leo came out, Ashe. Who else am I looking at? Capricorn came out, Taurus came out. Who else came out? What's that? Nine of Wands here. What's Nine of Wands, y'all? I'm still trying to study and learn here. I think that's Sagittarius, right? Oh man. So let's see what's gonna come out with astrology. My astrology deck could be anything. It got days of the week, times of the week. It got months, years, constellations, planets, zodiacs. It's astrology. All right, I love y'all. Let's get into the message. Ashe. Let's see what it come out here. All right, so I got a Wednesday. This whole thing flipped over here. All that flipped over. Let's see. Something about a Wednesday. Mercury, the messenger of wisdom. Something about it's time to communicate. Somebody's learning, right? Somebody's learning. They're very intellectual and social. Commerce could be involved here. It's an ideal day for networking, writing, signing contracts, and gathering information. Something could have happened on that Wednesday. All the zodiacs came out saying we are inside of you. That's why I was mentioning the body parts, right? You have every zodiac sign within you. Keep that in mind, beloved. I know that's right. All the zodiacs came out. Fuck that. We was looking for a particular one. All of them said, fuck that. We all here. Yeah. What's up, y'all? So now the next one that's coming out is the Virgo. Virgo brought that ass on out. Focus on practicality, hard work, self-discipline. August 23rd through September 22nd could be relevant. November could be relevant. We're looking at gold, Leo, roar. Gold came out, right? Gold is saying focus on that purity, right? You are the divine presence. You represent righteousness and you are enlightenment. You are gold. The fifth one coming out is the Hydra constellation. Okay, so somebody is straddling the celestial equator. All right, the Hydra constellation is the biggest constellation of the 88 modern constellation, and Babylonian is from there, the water snake. So who could be harvesting your energy? That's 5. My numbers are 4, 9, or 13. Let's get into it, Divine. That's 5. You know, we need 5 more, 4 more. 2, 4. Yeah, we need 4 more, Divine. 4 more, Spirit. It's coming out. Thank you. Something about the new moon. It's time to start. New start, new beginnings, new moon. Right? And keep in mind, that's when they harvest energy as well. All moon cycles. They don't give a damn. It used to be the full moon in the the full moon and the new moon, I think. Yeah. New moon. They harvested energy for a new start and new beginning. They're not allowed to do that anymore, right? They owe so much. They owe time. What up, Chronos? What up, beloved? They owe time. They owe the energy of money. Oh my God. They owe the energy of money. You understand how powerful the energy of money is? How powerful she is? Okay, it ain't just about that cash flow. They got that dark coin there. Y'all owe. Y'all owe. Y'all think motherfuckers stupid. We got 6 portals out here. We need 3 more, Divine and Spirit. Thank you. Oh, that was too many. Too many. Virgo brought that ass on out. All zodiacs came out. You got the new moon. You got gold out here. Let's see. October. Something about October is relevant. Okay, somebody in October. And I also got, this is turned over here. Pluto is in the energy. Something about 12 p.m. in the sun. Right? Let me read all that out, though. All right. So portal number 7 was October. So it's time for transformation. Somebody could be born in October. That could be harvesting energy, or it could be having energy harvested from them. But it was the time for transformation. Fall Wednesday also came out here as well. So you got October and you got Wednesday at 12 p.m. Okay. Midday, noon. It was relating to the conscious mind, where someone was focusing on their intellect and their peak energy. It is considered a time to utilize the sun's full power for success here. So we got something happen October. It was a Wednesday at 12 p.m. The sun was out. The sun was out. Okay, the sun was out. Where are we going with this? Pluto was in energy. Pluto saw it all. The sun was out. Somebody was focusing on their core self, their identity. Somebody was trying to siphon their energy. Maybe it was a new moon during that time. But someone else was focusing on their core self, their identity, their vitality. They realized that they symbolize attunement with the higher self here. The sun. Pluto affects rebirth and transformation. But it's time for death and rebirth. Remember that? What's that? So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Wait. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Damn. Give me 3 more. Something about the sun. Give me 3 more, divine and spirit. You know I get long-winded. I had people sitting here for a long time. The letter J could be relevant. The number 10 could be relevant here. J, right? Something about night. Something happened at night. Virgo, you brought your ass out again. Look at Virgo. Virgo came out again. I'm going to do a quick read for Virgo energy. But J came out here, okay? Law and order, the number 10, divine, law and order here, okay? October, December could be relevant. Spiritual completion here. October, you brought your ass out again. Look at that. Jesus, J, Jesus, Jesus, Jews, judgment, joy, justice, jewel, the beard of Osiris, power of speech, divine power, hands, fire. All right, I'm looking at night, dusk, around dusk. They ain't get enough at 12 p.m. They came back at nighttime. You see that? At nighttime. Sunset. It was associated with letting go. They were supposed to let go and release and banish the negative energies and the mental blocks, but they didn't. They caused more. While you sitting up there astral traveling. Look at that. You was preparing to astral travel. Oh my God. They was trying to siphon your goddamn dreams. Ooh, wee. All right, that's the 13 portals for the astrology. Virgo, you brought your ass out twice. Virgo, bring that ass here real quick. Let me do a quick full card tarot read for the Virgo energy that came out here twice. 4 cards, divine and spirit, for this Virgo energy here. Thank you, divine. Thank you, spirit. Ashe. What's going on, Virgo? You brought your ass out here twice. The Queen of Pentacles came reversed. Flying on the 9 of Wands reverse and the 7 of Pentacles reverse. So this Queen of Pentacles that came out here reverse. What's up to the earth element? Somebody is in need for self-care and they're exhausted. They're worn down by their constant challenges. Whether it's at work or home, there's conflict. There's a need of balance ASAP because they're materialistic here and they're overwhelmed. They have unfinished work though. Also, no results in love, work efforts. Ooh, a stagnant career. They were told be mindful of their financial choices and they didn't. They were also told that it's a need for self-reflection. They did not self-reflect. It's a need for balance between personal and professional life. They ain't taking that. Oh my God. Give me some more for this Virgo energy. That's for some. If you're a Virgo out there, if you know this ain't your energy, you know. Then you know. Okay. Give me 3 more, divine and spirit. Damn. What's you? Death come in reverse. God. Somebody in fear of change. Somebody resistant to change here. They refuse to let go. Virgo, what's going on, Virgo energy? What is Virgo again? Virgo here is, let's see. What's Virgo in the body? Think like stomach, digestive issues in the intestines. So somebody hold on to the past here. Because they got the inability to move on. Damn. What else going on, Virgo? Come here. Bring that ass here. What's going on, Virgo? Damn. Refusing to let go. Ooh, come here. Who are you? The Six of Cups is coming out here. Hey, my bad. I thought I could go live on Instagram. So if y'all from TikTok, if y'all done transferred over here, or if you thought I was going live on Instagram, bitch, so did I. I ain't know you had to have 1,000 followers, and they got the live button there. So I'm all excited. I done put out a goddamn real time. I could go live. No, the fuck I can't. You need 1,000 followers. So my bad. You still gotta bring that ass over here to YouTube. What up, Spotify? You know I love you. But the Six of Cups is coming out here, right? So you got a Scorpio in this energy, maybe, but somebody is in this scorpionic energy. Is that a word? But it's time to focus on your reproductive organs here, okay? Or your system here. So with this Virgo here, it's saying that somebody wants to go back to childhood nostalgic memories here, teenage years here, the young adult years here. They're trying to avoid living in the past here, but want to reconnect with an ex. What am I reading? Somebody else is not repeating the past mistakes, and somebody else is accepting these financial gifts because they want to return to a familiar place, or they're returning to a familiar place like a hometown to accept these financial gifts. Thank you, divine. Thank you, spirit. Be cautious with that, y'all. Whoever you are, you're not repeating past mistakes. Remember that. All right, give me this fourth one for this Virgo energy. Shout out to death and rebirth. That has come out a lot here. I'm looking at the Hierophant is reversed. That has come out a lot during this read. Shout out. Ashe. And particularly, death came reversed. That's card number 13 there. Uh-huh. It's time for rebirth, whoever you are. It's always good to do that, right? But the Hierophant is coming reversed. Somebody feels restricted and constrained here. They feel confined to a workplace. For some, there's a loss of control and flexibility. It's a strong will to break free from the shackles for some, okay? But for some, you have to defy the social norms and the ties. You got to question traditions, and you got to take that risk, all right? Because for some, you're trying to align your values here, but there's peer pressure here. What it says, you're evaluating what's good for you and what's not. All right, Virgo energy? All right, let's pull on some oracle messages here. Now, the oracle messages, y'all already know. You see the thumbnail, you see the title, you already know what we're discussing, not targeting, right? Energy vampires, they target you, right? They target you. We don't target them. Okay? They come for you just for your light, but they're not allowed to siphon that light anymore, so they all discombobulated and shit. So let's pull on this oracle deck. That's a confirmation. Let's pull on this oracle deck and let's see what kind of messages is going to come out. Take what resonate and leave the rest. At the end of the day, we're going to learn some shit. Get your notebook and your pen out. All right. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. We're here with the hashtag Lost Souls Tarot deck. We're going to pull on some divine messages here. We love how you give us codes that we got to decode because we understand and we know that you are not just going to give us anything on a fucking silver platter, right? We got to work for what we need, what we want. So while we asking these questions, answers will be delivered. We will take what resonate and we will leave the rest. Ashe. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Oh, shit. All right, so I'm looking at, there's a shockingly evil spirit, okay? And this round-the-clock gang stalking has ceased. All right, it has stopped. Something about Atchinson's, Kansas, as above, so below. Deep underground military bunker system there. Atchinson's, Kansas. As above, so below. So somebody can be from there, right? Dealing with a shockingly evil spirit. But the round-the-clock gang stalking has ceased. Let's see, that's 3. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. What messages are we to receive from the Oracle deck here? Give it to me clear now. Whether it falls out or it flips out in my hand, show me. Show me with clarity. Thank you. So death has a message, all right? Death is saying that suicide is knock, knocking. God damn. The news and reporters are in the energy here. The news and reporters, the news reporters, right? They're supposed to be a guidance for humanity. They're supposed to reflect divine messages. They're supposed to be warnings and callings to repent here. General knowledge, right? Each story is holding a secret message, okay? So although they are actors and actresses, pay attention. You remember how I said divine and spirit, we like to decode things? Decode those news articles here. Somebody finna be in the news here, right? Because you're reflecting the divine messages. You are the guidance for humanity. That's what that is. Oh, I love that. Yes, all the gang stalking has stopped, uh, especially from that shockingly evil spirit there. Okay, let's see. So that's five. That's five. Y'all know me. My numbers are 4, 9, or 13 now. So that's five. Let's see what's going on here. Talk to us, divine and spirit. Clear as day. Make it clear as day. What's you? Come here. I'll take all that. Thank you. So current subjects are still above and underground here. So they still have some subjects here. So the gang stalking has stopped, but there are some subjects that are above and underground here. As above, so below. Remember, I pulled on this Atchison's deep underground military bunker system in Kansas. There's no fear of losing a loved one. Somebody's not in fear of losing a loved one. Because did that loved one ever love you? Maybe they loved them, but that person didn't love them back. So it's no fear in losing that entity, right? Damn, or somebody's oh my God, somebody is willing to sacrifice their fucking loved one. Oh my goodness, because it says confirmation. Thank you, divine. Thank you, spirit. No fear of losing a loved one. God damn, bro. Sis, 2, 4, 6, 7. Portal number 8 is energy regulators and spiritual milestones of evolution. Somebody's influencing the human consciousness here, right? And it could have been their loved one that they sacrificed. Read that. Because they're an energy regulator and they create spiritual milestones of evolution here. They influence human consciousness. God damn, they gonna get fucked up. You don't fuck with an energy like that. 2, 4, 6, 8. You don't fuck with energy. Here goes number 9. They are an author. They are an author. Or an author is in the mix here. My goddamn leg has went numb. Excuse me. Got me fucked up. Gotta shake these bitches out. So they are an author. They could be an author here, okay? I'm an author. Shout out to my Bible, hashtag reverse the negative. I gotta be more diligent on getting it back on Barnes and Noble. Self-published now. Ain't nobody want to help me out here in Virginia. They told me my words had to be rewritten. Right? Let me read y'all a little something real quick. That's 9. Let me read you something real quick here. All right, this is called What We Believe and Perceive. Okay? It ain't got no page numbers. It's edited all fucked up, but listen to the words. What we believe and perceive. To believe or not to believe are the words scrambling across my brain, interfering with my thoughts. To know right from wrong and still choose wrong and believe to be right is the ultimate battle to fight or to have fought. While wondering if it's me really fighting the physicality of this world or myself, I question, why the fuck is everything and everyone so fake? While I finished that question, I answered quicker than the pen that's writing on this paper. They don't realize that their lives and their souls are at stake. So fuck them. Unapologetically, I'm paying attention, and I believe in the spirit of myself, so that the soul that outgrows this body and yearns the release of my spirit, but not until I've reached my fullest ascension and my fullest wealth. Understanding how systematically programmed each society is and who is actually programming them, I feel me transitioning as if I'm terraforming. In fact, I know. Understanding the information I've received and delivered with no words out of the mouth shows my mental stability and my growth. And frequently misusing my power to inflict harm, kill, steal, humiliate, nor judge, as you are a reflection of me, and frequently misusing my knowledge to accept that the lowest possibility of living is keeping me enslaved in 3D. Shit, never again, never again am I getting reincarnated. So I am awake and I have risen and will continuously rise. Never again am I forgetting the tears, the blood, the sacrifices, and the visions of any of my ancestors as I'm rejoicing their return, as it is no surprise. We're all being judged, the past, present, and future, all at once, with no questions asked. It's just answers. We're amongst, or we're definitely part of the 144,000 frequency that's chosen to return, tear apart, and dismantle every lie, all the conspiracies, the cover ups, and the stage performances, winning the hearts of those still under the spell. Every man, every woman, every child in nature's veil will be lifted as quickly as we take our breaths and exhale. However, it's all on what we believe and what we perceive. Ashe. All right, so that's called What We Believe and What We Perceive, right? That's from my book. So somebody's an author out there, or they're going to be an author. They like writing. They're going to write something here. I say to you, you're going to be on the news. You're going to be on the news. I wanted to look up real quick Atchison, Kansas here. Y'all know I said we're going to learn. Get out of here. Y'all know we got to learn. And then we're going to read over the comments. After every transmission, I read over the comments and then we pray, right? We say my prayer, but if you got your prayer, I want you to say your prayer loud and proud when it's time to pray, because there's nothing more powerful than your words. Nothing more powerful than your words. Hold on though. Let's get to the Atchison here. Atchison, Kansas here. And let's see what's going on here. Atchison, the city of Kansas. And we got deep underground. Military systems. Oh, it popped on up here. So we're talking about the Atchison storage facility. It was formerly called Atchison Cave. Okay, it is a 2.7 million square foot underground complex located in a former pillar limestone mine south of Atchison, Kansas. It was first used by the U.S. Army and Defense Logistics Agency. Parts of the facility are currently being converted into a massive private survival shelter. Ain't that some shit? Hey, we're gonna learn some shit today. Ain't that some shit here? Y'all ever see? Hey, check out this goddamn this program called Billionaire's Bunker on Netflix. That'll give you an idea as to what the fuck they about to deal with. Or you could look at what's that joint called? Damn, I got it right here in my mind here. Fallout on Prime. You can look up Fallout too. So they go into these bunkers here. The origins, the underground caverns were carved out by limestone mining operations, which started in the late 1880s. Keep in mind, they're still converting it into a massive private survival shelter. So they're still doing shit there. The military they used it in the mid 20th century and developed the caves into an extreme underground weapons and equipment storage facility. Okay. The transition, the Army eventually used it to store machines, tools, medical supplies, parachutes, and classified defense documents before the facility was transferred and operations were mostly phased out. So it's going to be like a survival shelter and a resort. The concept. A California developer purchased the majority of the old Army storage complex in 2013 to transform it into the Vivo Survival Shelter and Resort. All right, so it's going to situate it 100 to 150 feet beneath the rolling hills overlooking the Missouri River. The massive shelter is designed to accommodate about 5,000 people and over 1,000 RVs. The design features the site boasts thick limestone pillars, and it is designed to act as a self-contained community with planned recreational spaces, hydroponic food growing areas, medical centers, and reinforced security. All right. So other Kansas bunkers, we got. While the Atchison Caves are an old military turned private bunker, Kansas is known for other famous subterranean shelters, such as the Survival Condo Project, which are luxurious underground condos built inside decommissioned Cold War nuclear missile silos in central Kansas. All right. So, I didn't expect to read all that, but here's something. You can go to CBS News, right? Go to CBS News and just look up Atchison, Kansas Deep Underground Military Bunker System to get your own little study on there. All right, so now let's get today's prayer out for those that like to read that Bible. That's another playbook too, right? We got to stop reading it as a children's book there, right? It's a playbook. You got to decode a whole lot. Yes, you do. So we're gonna cut it in half, and what we got here? We got this is coming from First John chapter 4, verse 16. The divine is love, the God frequency is love, and whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in them. All right, now certain words I'll change up if it says words like Lord and Jesus, even sometimes Jesus, right? I'll switch those words up, but if you would like to read it for yourself, that's First John chapter 4, verse 16. There again, everything is a message within everything. You got to decode everything now, beloveds. Now let's read over these comments, then we gonna pray. And while I read over the comments, I'm gonna flip the camera so y'all can have y'all point of view of how much work we actually did as a divine general collective together. Because it's not just me. I just said the messages. Y'all pulled that shit out. Let's get it. So we got Tang Fang that said, "Hi, what up, Tang? How you doing, beloved?" We got the Big Baddie -67 that said hi, and says, "How are you? How's your day?" The Big Baddie, if you still here, man, my day going all right. You dig what I'm saying? I went to IHOP earlier. They fucked up my order. They gave me pork bacon instead of turkey bacon. Of course, I said something about it because I'm like, yo, I'm trying to stop eating certain things, and I feel kind of disrespected with you bringing that out. The waitress was like, "Oh, well, you want me to switch it?" Or some people just say they okay with it. I'm not okay with it. They gave me a discount. I still got the food over there. I ain't even eat it. I'm looking at Leona Narim said, "Hi, what up, Leona? How you doing? I got an aunt named Leona out there in the world. What up to the Leonas?" All right, at Rick James 7897 said, "Hi, what up? How you doing? Is you related to Rick James?" I had to ask. All right, we got Marissa Lefall Dash Shoemaker. Oh, she is shoemaker. The month I got poison. Hey, listen, I got poison too. Hold on, Marissa, real talk. I got poison too. Okay, and that was in October. I don't know what month you talking about, beloved, but that was in October, beloved. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all finish reading this. But Marissa said the month that I got poisoned. Marissa said hi last October. God damn it. Last October. She said she damn near died, but we don't die. We just regenerate and we learn our lessons. She said, yes. Damn, you broke that down. Thank you. You're welcome, Melissa. You're welcome. That's what we do. It was a general collective reading. You broke it down. You brought your energy in, and I just told the story there, beloved. So thank you, Goddess. Thank you, Empress. Thank you, Quay. You dig what I'm saying? Thank you. Marissa says she's a Cancer. I think you're a Cancer, Marissa. You're a Cancer. You put Cancer up there, and then said thank you. And then Marissa also says yes with the YES big all caps. All right, y'all. Time for us to pray. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Release. Release it. Release it. Let's go. We rebuke all spells, all rituals, and all castings that are not of the highest frequencies of source love consciousness that may have been projected our way on all timelines, planes, and dimensions, consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously. knowingly and unknowingly, anything and everything that we are all connected to, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and etherically, it is all protected. All is transmuted into whatever was sent to us, and then it's sent back to its source because we are already sovereign and we are already free. Any agreements and any contracts that we may have agreed to while we were being on lower paradigms of existence of consciousness, they are already cut. They are already ended on all timelines and planes and dimensions, consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously, knowingly and unknowingly, divine collective. I know that I am sovereign, divine collective. I know that you are sovereign, divine collective. The thing that they are most afraid of is together in consciousness, in love, in spirit, in soul. We are sovereign. It is done because we've already won. It is done because we've already won. It is done because we've already won. And so it is. All right? So make sure you say your prayer. And if you ain't got to pray, that's cool. I got to pray. I just said it. All right? So you can always watch a video every night at 9 p.m. Eastern on that Eastern side. A video will premiere. I'm going to come back on later. And the next video is going to be called, What is Gang Stalking? And are you being gang stalked? All right. And the reason why I chose these topics is I was feeling a lot of these in the energy currently. So what are energy vampires? Instead of me going out there and acting all crazy and shit, I already went down my rabbit holes and I created a whole lot of shit while I was down there. So instead of me acting out and getting all I was like, shit, let me do a tarot read and let's see if the general collective consciousness is feeling the same thing. All right. So as always, like they say at Chick-fil-A, it's my pleasure. All right. I love y'all. Much love to you. Much peace, much light, but especially that darkness because of dark matter. Right. Tap into what dark matter is, and especially that darkness. You're the darkness. Shout out to the black sun. Shout out to the black sun. I got to sing y'all a song. Damn. Let me get the music deck out. Let's see what we get from the music deck here. Oh my God, this is coming from Sweet Dreams by Marilyn Manson. Let me look up the lyrics. That's a badass song right there. It's coming from Sweet Dreams by Marilyn Manson. Sweet Dreams. Lyrics. Marilyn Manson. Okay. Lyrics. Okay. So let's see. You pretty much got the gist of how the song goes, right? But I just want to read the lyrics to you. We're so used to hearing shit with the frequency of the music that we're not listening or reading the word. You're not listening to the words here. So here's what he said, right? Marilyn Manson says, sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? But it sounds like these when they say it. But who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. God damn. And what was this about? Energy vampires, y'all. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Dum, 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 dum. However that shit go. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Now let's get to another verse. They say that I'm going to use you. And all right, the outro is, I'm going to use you and abuse you. I'm going to know what's inside. Going to use you and abuse you. I'm going to know what's inside you. God damn. Ain't that some shit? Listen to the words, y'all. But also, if you hear that song today, hey, we in tune with each other. Much love, y'all. Peace. Come back on later. Hey, wait, before I go, if you can subscribe, I just saw 1,000 and then they took the numbers away. It's at 999. But be cautious. If you subscribe, I'm going to be in your fucking algorithm. Love y'all. Love y'all.